Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 1 of Direwolf20's OmniFactory Let's Play series. OmniFactory looks like a pretty interesting mod pack. It's relatively new, but I've spoken to the mod pack dev. He's been testing it a lot. A lot of people have been playing with it. I've had a few recommendations via Twitter to check this one out. It looks really cool. It's a tech-focused mod, so it's 100% tech. I don't think there's any magic mods at all in it, which is fine. And it also has a mod that I've really never played with before that everybody always wanted me to. Greg Tech Community Edition is in this pack. So it looks pretty interesting. The person who made the pack went out of his way to make it so that early game stuff is easier to do. Because I think basically a lot of people felt like early game Greg Tech can sometimes be a little grindy. So he tried to keep the fun parts of Greg Tech with getting rid of the early game parts. So I'm going to try it out. You can see I have a test world here where I had cheats enabled and I was just messing around a little bit. But we're going to set up a new Let's Play world. It was recommended that instead of using the topography world type, to do Lost Cities world type. So we'll go with survival mode and all that stuff. That sounds cool. And you can see my seed up there. So maybe I'll just change the seed to Dire Ep1. Does that sound cool? Making it up. Create new world. Go! So Lost Cities world type will be neat because there'll be Lost Cities. And it'll give me stuff to go explore and find. Also potential for some dungeon loot because Lost Cities has some of that. So I'm definitely interested in this pack. Like I said, I went through the test world. I basically, there's a quest book that will guide you through everything. And there's some really neat concepts. Oh, good. We did spawn relatively near a lost city, which is cool because that'll be somewhere good to live near. I actually kind of really like where I spawned. I want to get to the top of this hill and see what's up. Let's check this out, and we'll talk a little bit more about what this pack looks like it has to offer in a moment. So yeah, usually when I'm scoping out a pack like this, I'll kind of spend a few minutes poking around in like a creative style world where I can just kind of test stuff out and see what's what, just so I can see what I'm in for, right? And see if it looks like a pack I want to play. Definitely a hardcore style pack, which is cool, which you guys know I've been enjoying. I had a lot of fun with Enigmatica 2's hardcore style world, and now I want to try this one out. Look at these awesome cities, dude. Look how cool this looks. I totally want this world to be cool for me. This looks like a nice location right over here because there's a couple buildings that are pretty nice, not far from like some liquids and stuff and some trees, and it is kind of a swampland, so I don't love that, but not terrible either. Now if we head over this direction, we might see something. Oh, you know what? Over there looks nice. I want to check that place out. So this pack is interesting. It has a quest book. One of the things that I learned is that mining and resource gathering is not the focus. You do have to go mine, but when I say it's not the focus, you'll see what I mean by that in just a few minutes. There's stuff and things that make that a lot easier. You'll notice that you're given a scanner early on that has like a full amount of energy, so we can scan for ores. And ores are veins kind of like in Sevtech, where there's like a giant iron ore vein with tons of iron ore in it. Yeah, I kind of like this start area pretty nicely. This is cool. Look at this. There's like a nice little walled-in area here. If I could find like an entrance to this area, I'd be super thrilled. Though I am hearing spiders, so that's bad. And I'm hurting myself and running a lot, so yay for saturation and hunger and all that. But we'll figure out a food situation in a moment. Look, there's even like little things in there. So like a nice entrance to this area, because I like this location. I definitely do. I would just like to have an entryway to it. Maybe we should chop down a tree and get a pickaxe. Does that sound fair? What do we got here? Rubber wood from Greg Tech. I'm going to hold off on rubber wood because I don't know the rules of Greg Tech's rubber. I'm assuming it's similar to industrial craft rubber, but it might be wrong. Now, there's no vein miner, but there are vein mining options that become available to you very early in the playthrough, which is neat. So I'm interested in this. It looks cool. I like the idea of starting up another hardcore pack. And good apples. I could totally use a little bit of food. All right. So what do we got in terms of? Oh, cool. So it's not one of those like super hard to get wood packs, which is exciting to me. Oh, that's not here. Is there no tinkers at all? No Tinker's Construct at all, you say? Oh, my, oh my. That's interesting. Wow, okay, there's... Really? Cool. We're gonna have to figure that out in just a few moments. But if I could be convinced to get... What was that going on there? Does this retain? Oh, look, they kind of float there. That's neat. That's super spiffy. You know what? I'm gonna hold off on that. Give me this back. Let's check out this Lost City a little bit, and then we'll take a look at the book and see what kind of cool stuff is in there. Fair? So we get the scannable thing, which lets us find those giant ore veins a lot easier. And then I'll show you the next piece here in a sec. I'm just gonna break my way into a wall. Let's check out one of these buildings. This looks like the kind of building Dyer would live in, right? Oh, hello. Oh, look! I get to start off with a nice little chest. Hopefully that's a real chest and not some kind of sneaky evil chest. Cobwebs and books and all kinds of... This doesn't look like a terrible starting house. Right? Little place to live, little place to call home for a few minutes at least. Wow, is there an enchanting table in here? Nice. I'll take it. I will super take it. Now it's super dark too, so that's a little bit creepy. But, you know, we could explore this once we have, like, torches and a sword. Fair? For now, though, I can call this home and we can take a look at the quest book. Does that sound cool? I like that. Well, I don't know if I need the quest book, to be honest, because I think I can do that. Yeah. So the tilde hotkey works to open up the quest book. So here's the deal. Ready? You ready? What are these buttons down here? I don't know what this does. So this is the beginning chapter. Greg Tech low voltage tier, simply jetpacks, early Ender IO, applied energistics 2 digital storage, which sounds awesome. Because it looks like we'll have access to A2 within the first major chapter called the beginning, right? And that's before early game and mid game and late game and end game, right? And I kind of looked at these and they're pretty neat. And there's also a coin shop. You'll get coins from completing quests, right? So the very first quest, Genesis, check this out. Welcome to OmniFactory. If you wish to play this pack starting in an overworld or Lost Cities dimension with traditional mining, select the mining hammer as your reward. And you get 4 diamond mining hammers, which do 3x3 world breaks, right? You can also do a skyblock dimension by getting the Void World cake, but I want to do Lost Cities, because I've done a lot of skyblocks lately, and I totally feel like starting in Lost Cities. So I'm going to claim that, and boom, the very first chapter gives you 4 diamond mining hammers, which is cool. Combine that with the fact that ore veins are in giant structures, right? Kind of like in Sevtech, where you'll find, like, you know, a couple hundred pieces of iron in one vein, plus having a hammer. Sounds interesting, right? So I'm all about that. So that's cool, right? So we got the diamond hammer thing going on. So that's neat. Cool. So that's your first chapter. Cake-based dimensional transit. So if you wanted to, you can repeat this quest every hour. Gives you a free cake to the Void World or Overworld. You can also refill your cakes with the items indicated in their tooltips. Nice. Refill using oak saplings. Refill using pulsating dust. Well, that's cool. So if you start in a Void World, you do have to come back to the Overworld to do mining. But then you can go back to the Void World to do your building. So it's up to you. I want to start and live in the Lost Cities dimension, so that's what I'm going to do, right? You can see some other stuff like reload the quest book is here. The first thing we need to do, though, is find an iron supply. So ore veins in this pack exist solely in large clusters or veins. They're scattered randomly throughout the world, but they're relatively common. The scanner in your inventory will detect any blocks within 16 blocks of you, so digging down and scanning should show if there's any nearby veins. So like we can give that a little test as the tooltip indicates. Cool. And look, there's actually some veins right underneath our house, which is, I mean, and there's one over there too. But you know what's even more important to what's being near me? Come here, inventory. So what I'm going to do... Is that another rubber tree? It is. You know what's actually near me that I'm excited about? Is sheep. So while I may not be able to quite get access to shears just yet, I can totally relieve the sheep of their wool and meat. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to chop down one tree by hand, or by scanner, if you will. And then use my newfound hammer and pickaxe to get myself some cobblestone, which I can use to make a sword and a proper pick, and maybe even an axe and a few other things. Cool. Let's just like dig into like wherever in the dirt. So check out this awesome hammer. How great is that? Starting the world with a hammer like that. I mean, I've got literally no complaints. We just got ourselves like a stack of cobblestone in like a second. Right? How cool is that? Let's get another crafting table because I didn't bring one with me. But I can totally get, you know, a proper... oh, right. Cool. So you... I won't need you anymore. I think I can do that and close my inventory. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a trash can, but I don't know how to make it actually a trash can. That'll work, though. Cool. So then you into a proper pick. And let's go for broke and actually make a shovel. Something Dire is usually not good at using, but we'll figure it out. Look, foundational stuffs. I like it. Now, where did my bed creatures go? Thanks, buddy. So I'm going to need enough wool to make a bed so we can sleep through our first night. Starting with sheep nearby was quite lucky. And we'll go find more in a bit, I'm sure. Also, it'll help. I'm assuming... actually, I don't know. I have no idea if yield furnace recipe is yield standard furnace. Oh, it is! Nice! Okay, cool. So we can totally get a bog standard furnace going on here, right? And we can, like, you know, cook up a few pieces of food. And while we're at it, a bed. You can only sleep at night. Give me a second. I do like the sky. The sun's pretty nice looking. The moon's nice and roundish and moonly looking, too. And I think there's advanced rocketry in this pack, right? Yeah, there is. So we'll be visiting some other planets. We definitely will. There's a Planet Districts, there's actually additions, there's Ender IO, there's Thermal Expansion, there's Draconic Evolution. So there's some standard mods that we're used to seeing. There's some other cool-looking ones that we might be getting into. Clearly Greg Tech, right? So some of the recipes are going to be a little bit brutal-looking, but like that'll rapidly get better as we get more into stuff, right? Because there's the pack is designed to make the painful parts of Greg Tech not quite so painful, and that's what drew me to it. Because everybody always wants me to play Greg Tech, and I've always heard like it's super grindy. So I'm hoping that it's not. So let's clear out our front lawn here, and then maybe check out what's underneath us by way of mining. That's like a cool idea. And look, it comes with a free house to live in. I mean, and we are in like normal. Do I want hard mode? Sure, let's put it on hard. Let's give myself even more of a challenge. Sweet, even got some string going on here. Nice. House came with a free chest. Look at that. Awesome sauce. Alright, now, scanning. So it looks like down here-ish has some type of veining. So let's call this... See, look, I'm already doing better. What we will need is some torches, but we'll figure that out. You know what? Part of the reason I wanted to clear out this area here, and I think you might help. Fertilizer will grow trees, right? Nice. And don't worry, there's a way to fell a tree in one swoop very early on. Like I said, I did a little exploring in this mod pack before I decided to play it on camera, so I generally do that. I generally like to know what I'm getting into, just so I have an idea, right? So that should be good. You could probably do... And I'm sure I'm doing it all wrong. But that'll be a good start. Give me just a couple pieces of charcoal. I'm already hearing a skeleton, which is comforting. Nice, though, right? Now, where did that scannable scanner go? Oh, so it's like kind of right... Wow, look at all these ores. Like right here. Look right here. Not even kidding. Just right there. So what if we did... Oh, hello. Look, we found bauxite. That's cool. Now, is that what I need for iron? Magnetite veins are higher up, containing large amounts of iron, as well as some vanadium and gold. Other good source of iron is limonite vein. Pyrite can be found with copper, and wrought irons and titans. Okay, cool. So that might not be what we're looking for exactly. Although, look at this. Look, nether quartz, quartzite. Oh my. Oh my. Wow. Yeah, we're going to find a lot of resources, aren't we? 10 ores. Wow, I'm finding a lot of ore. Just, I don't even know what all these ores are. I'm already confused by the amount of ore options we have found. Have we found anything that looks like it might be iron? Bauxite is what? That's copper? Bauxite smelts into bauxite dust. Okay. Quartzite, ilmenite smelts into ilmenite dust. So yeah, this is where it gets a little bit confusing, but things will become more clear eventually, I assume. Wow, that's a lot of different types of ore all at once. Neat, though. Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out. We should definitely light up the area. Is one of these mobs in the pack? It is. Beautiful. Keep mobs from spawning down here for a minute while I figure out all the different types of ore that I just found. I don't think we found what I was looking for, which is a form of copper. But we found something. That's for sure. We're going to need some kind of storage for all these ores, because I have no idea what I just discovered. How'd you do? Good job. For now, I'm just going to be a little haphazard with my torches. Mostly because... Oh, look at this. There's like a... Neat. Wow, I move very fast on stairs. Hey, cool, a furnace. Is that... It's a monster spawner of pig? Does it really spawn pigs? Because that's cool. I'll take it. Spawn pigs for me. I would love it if that actually spawned pigs. I'm saddened by your lack of drops, though. And I acknowledge that I placed a torch next to those things, but there should still be room for them to spawn if they're actually going to spawn something. Oh, yeah. Alright, I'm turning this off, because that's going to drive me nuts. Ah! What's happening? Oh boy. I may have gone deeper than I intended. I'll tell you what, though. I like whatever mod it is that makes you run up and down stairs way faster. That's cool. I have already gotten lost in my own house. I'm just stating that as a fact. As something that just happened, I'm actually lost right now. I don't know where I am. Where am I? I got confused. I didn't think I was going anywhere that was like that confusing, but apparently I was. Let's close these doors, because these are not the ones I came into. Here I am. I found myself again. Yes, these are the stairs I want to go down. And this will get me back into my house. Nice. Okay, cool. I'm good. I'm safe. Nope, everything's fine. Don't worry about Direwolf. He's okay. More wood. More charcoal. More fun. So I think what I'll do is go look for another kind of vein. But before I do that, I'm going to stick a chest over here to mark all the different types of resources I just found down there. And granted, some of them are like mossy and cracked cobblestone and whatnot, right? So I'm not going to worry too much. Oh, I got carrot seeds, though. That's cool. I'm going to go stick that over here, super useful. And I think I'm going to avoid these. I don't think we need that too much. So that was that big vein back there, right? Let's go see if we can find another relatively large vein that might have... The trick is finding the right veins. And eventually you'll be able to get like that block scanner guy that can scan you some blocks directly. So if you want to like say I'm looking for iron, it'll highlight just iron. So there's something here-ish. Rock salt ore. Okay. Oh my. It's a lot of things again. Sand gold ore. Sweet. Magnetite. Hey, wasn't that the one that has iron in it? Magnetite. Hold on. Magnetite ore. That can smelt into iron ingots. Nice. Hey, we found what we're looking for. My goodness, have we found what we're looking for. Yeah. Remember when I said ore is not going to be that hard of a thing to come by? I super wasn't kidding. I like it. The only challenge here is that I found it near sand. Hey, look, iron ore. Sweet. That and inventory problems. Holy cow. Sand, gold ore, sandstone I can probably get rid of. Cobblestone I probably don't need. Other cobblestone I probably don't need. Sweet. Yeah, there's levels of shenanigans here that I am already overwhelmed by. And I'm excited by that. I'm a little bit excited by that, if I'm being honest. Sand, magnetite ore. Because that's one that has iron, and that's really what we need to focus on, right? Sand, gold ore. So like giant veins with lots and lots of different types of ores. So your plan here should basically be, let's scan for ores and then mine all the things, right? And then bring it back, process them, and then start up on some machines, right? So keeping in mind that ores are not what we would call rare at this point, right? They spawn in some pretty large veins, and you don't have to spend a lot of time mining. We're gonna want to remember that, right, and focus on that. So what I'm thinking is maybe we'll come over here, and I'll throw all my sand gold ores. I'm gonna try and organize this in an intelligible way. I will probably fail, but it's something I can try, right? So we've got a lot of ores here. Wow, that was quick. I like that. And then if we want sandstone or sand, that would be fine. I will probably hold on to those guys for a bit. Anything else I should do? All right, let's come back in a sec. All right, so step one, I presume, to process this ore would be just to smelt it. There's other things, obviously, that we can do that's going to require machines and stuff, but we're not quite there yet. Basic macerator, advanced macerator, universal macerator, universal pulverizer, blendomatic. Blendomatic 9002. Oh my goodness. That, I wonder how fast that is. I have to imagine very. I mean, the assumption there is that each one of these just runs at a faster speed, right? But for more power, right? So that's kind of cool. Hooray, acquire hardware. Nice. So I need 12 iron ingots. And then I need 12 wrought iron, which is apparently going to be useful for me. So what's more, magnetite ore? Vanadium magnetite ore. What do you smelt into? Vanadium magnetite dust, which smelts into iron nuggets. Okay. That's interesting. So I think we do need, let's see, sand magnetite ore. That should smelt into iron. Sweet. Sand, tin, bauxite, and other quartz. Wow, that is a lot of different stuff. Iron ore from Greg Tech. That's also going to be iron. Look at all the different types of ore that actually have iron in them. And I might have missed some. What's this make? Spodumene dust, I guess. Salt, sand salt. Sand tin, bauxite, barite ore. What's that make? Barite dust. Okay, just making sure. I mean, it's not always going to be that way, though, remember. Because remember, magnetite ore makes iron. So just keep that in mind. Rock salt, huh? What do you do? You can smelt into sodium dust. That's cool. Which can turn into sodium ingots, which can be used for all kinds of neat stuff. All right. So you, sir, should have some work to do, right? We want to smelt up all our iron. And I'm assuming furnaces are the way to go, right? Was there a quest for furnaces? There is. Furnace 2.0 requires iron supply. So we'll get our iron first, right? And then we'll have access to faster furnaces. I like that. All right, let's come back in a sec once this is done smelting. All right, guys, so I got my iron all smelted up, and now I'm doing some wrought iron ingots. I don't know how early we get access to ore doubling. And because of how big that vein of iron was, I'm not super worried about, waiting to ore double. I mean, we got 4 diamond hammers, and we've got a giant ore vein. I have no idea how big it was, and it wasn't hard at all to find, right? So I feel like there's no sense in being stingy. Is there drawers in this mod pack? There is. And it's a standard recipe at that. Huzzah. I did a little bit of harvesting of trees, but you know what I did not do? A very good job of... So what if we put 2 spaces in between? That's probably a bad spot right next to the house. Replanting saplings. I did a bad job of that. But hey, that's cool. How you doing? Making more wood? Into charcoal. That's cool. So we need 12 wrought iron for the first quest, right? So a couple more iron, and then we can get a faster furnace too, which would be cool. I don't know what's involved. Let's see. Furnaces. So we can get an iron furnace. It doesn't super specify how much faster it is, but I assume it's just faster in some respect. We'll find out in about 3 seconds. Ding ding! Hooray! 5 Omnicoins, which by the way, we can use those Omnicoins that we're getting to buy things in the store. But let's see what iron furnaces look like. 156, which is somewhat faster than 200 ticks. So we just basically need to take a furnace, like you, and upgrade you, like so. Cool. Quest complete charcoal. Hey, look at that, it's got 2 slots. I remember this now. Well, that was interesting. That's cool. Furnace 2, wow, okay, that's a little trippy. Not sure what's going on there. But hey, we've got stuff and things, right? So quests. So we got this complete. Claim Omnicoins. What's involved in a copper furnace? Now that we know that there's better ones. Just 8 copper ore, which I think we found some copper ore, didn't we? Didn't we find something that looked like copper? We found bauxite, which is a lot of things, but it's not copper. Did we not find copper ore? We might not have found copper ore. Yeah, we didn't find copper, did we? Okay, well, we'll look for copper. That shouldn't be too bad. Quest-wise, though, now we want to look at mining hammers, so we can get more of those. It's just letting you know. Mining hammers offer a relatively cheap way to mine out areas much faster. They clear 3x3 blocks and mine quickly and are absolutely worth investing your first few ingots of metal into. Stone is the cheapest mining hammer, but naturally breaks quickly. The best mining hammers are diamond and platinum. Other mining hammers are also good, but wear out more quickly. So we'll just acknowledge that quest as something we know exists, and then we can put away our Omni coins. Cool. So we know hammers are cool. Let's see what other options there are for hammers. So it looks like there's a lot of hammer heads, and they can all turn into some kind of hammer. That's cool. So I think the way things work... Interesting. So there's... Unless these are the hammers that it's talking about. Yeah, that might be what it's talking about. Yeah, so that's that hammer, not this kind of hammer. So that's 6 ingots. This hammer is 5 ingots. Got it. Got it. Yes. This is a different kind of hammer. Okay. Which I think we'll find out in this starter tools section, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So this looks confusing, but it's not. One of the things that the pack is going to tell you is that you need to get used to the way tools are displayed. Most tools can be made out of nearly any metal, and JEI will display a huge number of options, every combination of every tool with every metal, right? So when we look at that, this can be made out of any kind of hammer or any kind of metal for the realness of it, right? So like, see all the different kinds? There's tons of different kinds, including like iron, right? Which one of those probably is? Hey, that looks like an iron ingot. See? Iron hammers. So there's tons of different types of hammers and other resources. So it's basically saying use the metals that you've got now to make some cool things, right? So just arrange the plates and ingots in the same manner as the examples, ignoring whatever material it says. Rods where rods go, plates where plates go, etc. So if we want to take a look at a saw, like look at how many different saws there are. But basically, you would look up that recipe, and you can see that there's basically a ton of different things. So if you wanted to make a saw, you would need a hammer, a file, and 2 plates. And to get plates, you need a hammer and 2 metals, right? So just ignore the type of metal and use whatever metal you want. And obviously, different ones will have different traits and abilities and durabilities and whatnot. But the important thing to note here is that, you know, the recipes are all the same. So don't get confused by the different types of metals. And all the different things have to be the same material, though. So you can't, like, mix and match different metals on the same item. Recipes will default to showing the Darmstadium tool, or sometimes aluminum, of the appropriate type if a tool is required. But the correct type of tool made out of any metal will work. So just ignore the tool's material in the recipes. It can be whatever you like. For now, make a hammer. Not a mining hammer, mind you. 6 ingots, not 5. Haha. Which can be used to turning ingots into plates. Once you have plates, you can make a file. Files can make rods, etc. So they want me to just make a bunch of tools that are going to be useful. It's strongly encouraged to encode these patterns into a work table to be able to quickly make new tools. Otherwise, it will become tedious quickly. Wrought iron is probably your best bet for a tool material right now, but better materials will become available as you progress. Cool. That said, what I think I'm going to do for now is probably wrap up the episode. Maybe, what's a work table look like? You want me to make 4 of those? So I suspect that work tables are going to be important to my future. So we need books, but hey, didn't we find books recently? I feel like we did. So the only way to get books, by the way, is with leather. Is there a sneaky way to get leather? Not super sneaky. Except, look where we happen to live. In a place with books. Cool. All right. So, how about we do this? We wrap up the episode here. We come back next time. And then we will check out the work tables that we can use to make lots of cool things. Lots of cool things. So some big trees, but I'm going to hold off on doing anything with the big trees just yet if I can avoid it. I might do a little bit of mining between episodes too and just gather some more resources. That and maybe a few more drawers would be in order. Maybe I'll chop down a couple trees. Because I would definitely like to make sure to do things right. Right? Would be cool. So yeah, let's get some more resources and come back next time with those ready to go. I think what I'll do for now is just make one of these for cobblestone, because we can already see cobblestone being something we have a lot of, right? And that'll just save me trouble. And then I can probably void a few things like this thing, right? Works for me. All right, Darwell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time and probably wind up investigating more of this crazy mod pack, which looks to be a lot of fun. Like I said, what drew me to it is it looks to be a lot of automation and not so much about, you know, mining and all that stuff, right? So this is going to be my resources chest over here, and this is going to be my miscellaneous junk chest for now. And, you know, junk is a relative term, but miscellaneous things will go into here, right? All right, back next time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me some comments and feedback. Let me know your thoughts. All right, guys, take it easy.